If you have a mental illness, you actually suffer twice. The first time you suffer is from the actual symptoms, the symptoms of whatever disorder you're struggling with, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, right? That's the first part. But the worst part of a mental illness, I think, is the second part of suffering. And the second part of suffering is the recognition and realization that your life is not what it could be because of your mental illness. All the opportunities you lose out on, all the things that you miss, all the things you wish you could do that your mental illness prevents you from doing. That's where the real suffering comes in. Because if we don't conceptualize that the correct way, and a lot of times when you're mentally ill, it's hard to conceptualize this the right way, but when you don't think about it the right way, what ends up happening is you start blaming yourself for not having a life you wish you could have had, for the things that happened in the past that you couldn't get out of your rut, you couldn't get out of the cycle that you were in, and so you couldn't pursue your dreams and you couldn't pursue your goals, and now you're sitting here torturing yourself over your past mistakes. And so I just want to say to you, if you're struggling with that, please understand that you don't have to torture yourself anymore for the things you couldn't do or didn't do because of your mental illness. At some point, you have to give yourself some grace. Now, that doesn't mean you don't stop working on things and don't start trying to improve your life. Of course you do. Obviously, hindsight is 20/20. We can always look back and say, I wish I would have done this different or that different. But the reality is when you're in the grips of a mental illness, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever it is, you're in survival mode. You're not thinking about making a future for yourself. You're not thinking about making your life better. You're thinking about just surviving. And if you're thinking about just surviving, you can't do all the things that you now wish that you would have done. So you got to give yourself a break for that.